Again for another session of Choice Spirit. Hey, you know I'm going to go back into the mind thing. I want to bring up the topic of how we are intentionally manipulated. I mean, at least let's go over the topic about how there is a consistent work to take over our minds, what one would call subversion. In subverting someone, you have to have someone that is at least ready to participate in the game. Okay, so there's a systematic, there is a deliberate attack. No, a deliberate plan. There's a deliberate plan. It's ongoing. It has been for centuries, okay? To keep people in a subverted state, to keep people oppressed, okay? And there's a way in which to do this, and the way is through their minds and their hearts, okay? So remember I talked to you about if they can get you to believe it, it becomes a part of your reality. If they can get you to believe anything with your whole heart, then it's who you become. It's who you become. So there's nefarious ways in which people work to do this. But you need a willing partner in order to play this game. So you have to have someone willing to sell you out too. So we have a lot of sellouts. Okay, you got a lot of sellouts. And you know this because all of our attempts to rise up, there's always one of them brothers or sisters, so-called brothers or sisters, that is on the other side. A willing partner to help subvert the whole. To help capture the minds and the hearts of the whole. Just like you have people that are part of some of our churches. They're part of the game. They're part of the subversion. They're the part of they're the ones that help, are the willing player, the willing partner that then will carry out the demise of the whole. So I'm not just picking on our religious institutions because it's not everyone, okay? Our teachers in our education systems, our law enforcement, our governments, our friends, our families. There's one, either they realize it, regardless to whether or not they realize it or not, they are the willing participant in the game if it's not you yourself. Okay? So it's almost like a romance or a courting or a grooming into your heart and mind space. There's different ways in which people get into your heart and your mind. And so this is the beginning of subversion when you are fully cooperating, because people are in your circle. If you don't allow them in your circle, they cannot subvert you. They cannot defeat you. They cannot take over you if they are not in plain sight. You see? So, but let's face it, most of the time we're sleepwalking, we don't know what's going on. We're just But when you observe, when you are awake, when you are woke, you can see the game. I say peek the game. You can see exactly what's being done. You can see the grooming process. You can see the courting process. You can see the way they're romancing you and to give over your mind, your heart, or whatever it is. But by the time you look up, they done removed the pep from your step. They have crushed your confidence. They have totally stripped you of your courage. So much so that when you're having a hard time, you go to them looking for help, thinking they're going to save you, thinking they're your saviors. This is what happens when you allow people to play with you. They not only do this with individuals, they do this with countries. They come into your country. They smile in your face. They got the friendly smile on. There's the courting and the grooming. They pat you on your back. They call you brother. They shake your hand. They give you some money. You know? Sometimes they might say brother from a different mother. Make you feel close and comfortable. Close, comfortable, and safe. And then they begin to pick at you. They begin to find your weaknesses. And then the next thing that you know, they either disrupt your household, disrupt your country, corrupt your country, corrupt your household, corrupt your children. All in the name of brotherly love. People, we will wake up and see the game. This is a form of subversion. They'll come into your place, into your country, smiling in your face. I don't care if it's friends. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. Smile in your face, and all the time they're slipping the rug from under your feet. Sometimes people will pay you a little few dollars to take the whole rug from under the feet of your country. They get into your education systems. They begin teaching what they want to teach. And you know what? It takes one generation to flip the minds, to take over the minds of the whole. So they go into your education system and they begin printing the books that your children are going to read for the next, who knows, 12, 15 years. All right? Or 8 years. Come into your churches. Start causing chaos in your religion or your work with spirituality. They begin weakening that, your faith, your belief, and knowing your true self. So they get you to begin believing something that is detrimental to your to your true self. And they come into your government and start paying off people in your government. And before you know it, they're in that calling the shots, letting you know what they will own and what they will take. Next thing you know, they own everything. They begin to dictate the foods that you eat that are destroying your well-being, your health. They even give you seeds and tell you to plant it, and the seeds are deficient of nutrients. So you're not getting it. So the health of your people are declining. And before you know it, you're completely dependent because you had one willing player. One willing player that then became like a apple, one rotten apple. One rotten apple destroy the whole thing, right? So another way, you begin to affect the people. You bring colorism into there, and colorism, please, that's a whole nother thing. Have people feeling insecure, unworthy, not feeling good about themselves. Anything where you can get the masses to feel, or even the head of the household, a mother, a father, children, to feel unworthy, to feel, to have to destroy their courage. This happens across the board. It doesn't matter. And I, like I said, I mentioned law enforcement, I mentioned governments, I mentioned leaders, teachers, anyone that is in a position to alter the minds of the many. That's why you have many people, the first thing they do, they run into your country, they take over your whole media. They buy up all the media stations. Why? Because then they control the narrative. We all know this. We talk about this. But when someone controls the narrative, they control what we don't talk about, is that they control your reality. Because if they're telling you what to think and how to feel, they then are taking hold of your heart, and your heart begins to create, your emotions begin to move things. So they bring in things to distract you while they're taking over, while they are taking over your soul's purpose, while they are taking over your mind, your family, your culture, your tradition, your education system, your government, your everything. While they're taking over, they're still courting you. They're romancing you. They're distracting you with all kinds of distractions. Remember I talked to you about the mind? That when you're distracted, how easy it is for them to slip information into your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is what drives you when you are not paying attention. It begins to form you as a person, as a being, So just, I know I've talked all over the place, I do that. But it strips your confidence. By the time they finish stripping you on slowly and planting the seeds through all types of media platforms, it erodes you, your courage, your will, your belief in yourself. It erodes your will. It strips you of all that you believe you are. You begin to deteriorate from the inside out by dealing with outside situations and influences that you entertain, or you are under the control of those that are. So anyway, quick word. I'll speak about this again. But this is not for you to sink, but it's for you to be able to peek the game and make a decision of who you be and what you choose. So when you see someone trying to romance, I'm not talking about somebody that is, really romancing. I'm talking about how this thing is played out so that you can see. Much love. Yes.